រភាពដោយស្មោះថាជីវិតរបស់ខ្ញុំកំហុសដែលធំជាងគេគឺការគ្រប់គ្រងព្រៃឈើក្នុងអាណត្តិទី1នៃរដ្ឋាភិបាល93-98គឺជាការខុសឆ្គងធំធេងតែពី79ដល់93ខ្ញុំមិនទទួលខុសទេព្រោះពេលហ្នឹងអត់ឲ្យកាប់តតាមពីអា93-98អស់ទៅហើយសំចាត់ទុកថាបញ្ហាព្រៃឈើគឺជាជីវិតរបស់រដ្ឋាភិបាលហើយបើបាត់បង់ពីចំណូលព្រៃឈើក៏វាមិនអីដែរយើងសុខចិត្តទ្រាំទ្រនៅការលំបាកទទួលយកការឈឺចាប់ក្នុងរយៈពេលខ្លីប្រសើរជាងទទួលយកការឈឺចាប់រយៈពេលវែងខ្ញុំមិនសូមអីច្រើននេះសូមថែទាំអាព្រៃឈើដែលមានអស់ហើយហ្នឹង
Cambodia is one of the most forested countries of Southeast Asia. Forest products played a fundamental role in the growth of the Angkor Empire and its predecessors. According to historian David Chandler, until the 20th century, forest products made up the bulk of Cambodia's export trade. In the last 3 decades, Cambodia's forests have disappeared at an alarming rate. From 1975 to 1979, the Pol Pot regime converted forests into farmland on a large scale in an attempt to increase the country's rice productivity. Early 1990s, large areas of forest that had escaped destruction under the Khmer Rouge and the civil war that followed were given as logging concessions to Cambodian and foreign companies. Many of these companies or their logging subcontractors enjoyed close ties with senior officials. The operations of the logging concessions, together with so-called anarchic logging on a massive scale, consumed vast areas of forest. The Royal Cambodian Armed Forces was heavily involved in the anarchic logging and also provided protection and labour for the concession companies. Corruption and the absence of law enforcement ensured that the profits from the logging benefited only a powerful elite. Most taxes due on the timber from the concessions were not paid, and the logging contributed nothing to Cambodia's development. A 1998 World Bank report stated that in the last 30 years, Cambodia's forest cover had been reduced by 30%. If logging continued at the same rate, the country's forest reserves would be exhausted by 2003. An ADB report from 1999 described the management of Cambodia's forests as a total system failure. In 1999, the government introduced measures to put a stop to anarchic logging. Almost 3 years later, it announced a ban on all logging concession activities starting January the 1st, 2002.
ឯក្រុមហ៊ុនឈើបើគាត់នៅតែមិនស្ដាប់ដកលីសង់តែម្ដងទៅព្រឹកមិញនេះខ្ញុំឃើញ Cambodia Daily ផ្សាយថាក្រុមហ៊ុនឈើជាច្រើនមិនគោរពអាដែងណែបត់បញ្ជារបស់ក្រសួងកសិកម្មទេសុំសាកលោមើលទៅបើមិនគោរពក៏សុំសាកបើមិនដកយកព្រៃបិទរោងចក្រទេខ្ញុំហ៊ានកាត់កកខ្ញុំក៏អត់ចោលវាគង់ទៅអស់ព្រៃឈើ5ឆ្នាំ10ឆ្នាំទៅមុខវាអស់ព្រៃបើអញ្ចឹងគង់តែហើយពេលហ្នឹងរោងចក្រគង់នឹងបិទដដែលដូច្នេះបើវាបាត់ឲ្យវាបាត់ពីឥឡូវវាគង់សល់ព្រៃសល់ឈើហើយឈើនេះវាអត់ប្អូនទេបើទុក500ឆ្នាំទៀតក៏គង់ទៅវាប្អូនដែរវាអត់ប្អូនទេអាណិតទៅកុំថានាយករដ្ឋមន្ត្រីកុំថារាជរដ្ឋាភិបាលគេសុខចិត្តចោះចាញ់គេអត់ចោះចាញ់ទេគេអត់ចោះចាញ់ទៅបានទេ
Logging companies would not be able to operate again until they had developed adequate management plans that would ensure the sustainability of their activities. In addition, they were required to conduct environmental and social impact assessments to prove that they could log without destroying the forest or impacting severely on local communities.
ចាំកូនពីក្រោះដល់ម្នេះរស់ក៏បានចៅទូទៀតហើយនៅរស់របស់ហើយ
The World Food Programme found in 2001 that roughly 3 million people live within 30 kilometers of a logging concession. Many of them depend on forest resources for their livelihoods.
ដូចថាគេពីម៉ែពីអូទុកឲ្យនោះម៉ែពីអូគេពីម៉ែពីអូច្បាស់
តាំងពីចាស់ពីដើមមកក៏
អូម៉ែមកគិតចាស់ញ៉ាំទៅធ្វើអត់មិនគិតទៅបានណានោះ
ស្រូវធ្វើមិនបានទៅបើតាបានច្បាស់ញងបានហើយដងទៅបានរស់មកផ្សារដែរវាអត់បាយអត់អីទៅបានច្បាស់ប៉ុណ្ណោះដូចគ្នា
A family with 100 resin trees can collect an estimated 3,000 to 3,500 litres of resin per year, which can be sold to buy enough rice to feed a family of 5 for between 3 and 4 years. Cambodia's laws prohibit the cutting of resin trees. Despite this, they remain a primary target of the logging companies. The economic impact of the loss of resin trees has been considerable.